Hello, this is my presentation showcasing a customer experience strategy for an esports event. So, throughout this presentation, I shall be exploring the development of customer experience itself and how it's specifically tailored towards esports events. The way I'll be doing this is exploring and defining what customer experience is. We'll also be looking at the emphasis and the importance of it. We're exploring our target audience, and we'll go through the customer journey, so pre, during, and post an event, and then we'll also look at the touch points of the event itself. So what is customer experience and why is it important? Now, customer experience for an event refers to the overall perception of feelings that attendees have about their interactions before, during, and after an event. So now, in relation to esports, I believe customer experience is absolutely imperative, as without it, the industry as a whole would not be able to grow. I've listed down fan loyalty, revenue, and brand reputation, as I believe they are the most important things to the business side of the industry. And without good customer experience, those things would not grow and simply would not exist. And as a result of good customer experience, we can see a strong and interactive community. A good example of this is Blast and RLCS. Now, in order to talk about my customer experience strategy for my event, I need to discuss what the event actually is. So my event is going to be a grassroots Rainbow Six Siege tournament. It will be held on the 15th of February 2025 and it will be in the Red Bull gaming sphere. So for this event, our customer experience strategy also aligns with our 360 marketing campaign. So I'll quickly touch on what the idea is and I'll go into depth later on. So we're looking at doing merchandising, having partnerships with other companies. We're doing PR, streaming and content creation, in-game promotion, and also putting stuff out onto social media. Following this, we have our partners. Our partners are Red Bull, Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Siege themselves, and Logitech. Red Bull, as they are the venue sponsor, title sponsor for the event. We have Ubisoft and Rainbow Six Siege. Obviously, we need to be an accredited event and have the license and permission to host one. Then we also have Logitech, who are quite a well-known supplier in the industry and in the Rainbow Six Siege community as well. So when people see that, they'll go, oh, that's cool, and then they might be more interested to come to our event. So who are our key target audiences? Obviously, Rainbow Six Siege is an 18+ game, so we'll be looking at university students and collegiate esport enthusiasts as they would be able to play and watch. Furthermore, we'd also like to be targeting the Rainbow Six community themselves. The way that we'll be doing this is by targeting them through platforms such as Discord, going into Discord servers, putting out announcements and tagging people, telling them to come to our LAN event, hopefully bringing some people in that way. Additionally, on the screen, you can see from Capital AI, the Rainbow Six Siege gender demographics, 75% male and 25% female. So it would target them both equally, but that is the figure that we are looking at as well. Then we have number 3, would also be targeting local gaming and esports fans in the London area. Obviously, with it being a LAN event, we'd want people to travel in. And it being a grassroots event, we wouldn't get the interest, that Premiere or something like that normally would. So we target people specifically based around London, probably between 18 and 30, so they'd be a bit tech savvy, they'd see everything online, and then they would come to the event. And then in addition to this, we'd have our engagement strategies, which would be partnering with local gaming cafes, such as Rebel Gaming Sphere that you can see here, and then help promote the event by putting out on their socials, putting up some posters. Obviously, with lots of gaming enthusiasts being at the Rebel Gaming Sphere, they might see that and then might want to tag along. Now, once again, you can see our partners for this event on the screen. We have Rebel, Logitech, Ubisoft, and Rainbow Six Siege themselves. And now what they would be doing is by promoting stuff on their own platforms. So Rebel and Logitech, they'd be putting stuff out on their social media to try and get their fan base aware of what's happening and try and get them interested to come to the event. Obviously, it would be good for them and it would be very good for us. And now Ubisoft and Rainbow Six Siege themselves, they'll be doing the same thing by putting stuff out onto social media, but obviously them being the title, the game, they'd be doing in-game promotion as well, telling people that there is the LAN, and they'd have a link for them to watch it as well. And now, last but not least, would also be having content creators and influencers. Now, what they'd do is they'd spread it to their audience, which would typically be quite bigger than ours, we'd hope. And then what they'd do is get people interested and aware of what's happening, get them coming into the venue or watching online, which would boost our numbers and overall help us grow. As you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, there's a screenshot from a Twitch streamer by the name of Tenshi. They were watching a recent UKUL broadcast and they had 163 viewers, whereas on the broadcast ourselves we peaked at 55. Now, moving on from this, what are our objectives of doing this whole customer experience strategy? We want to increase brand awareness, we want to improve the community engagement, and we want to use our analytics to improve and get steady growth. Now, I have already mentioned the idea of our 360 marketing campaign and also our social media promotion, but we do have a social media plan that we will be using over the course of 12 months, starting in January in preparation for the February LAN. We'd also be having other LAN events later on in the year, so we'd be using similar material that you can see on the next slide here. We'd be doing various different posts, putting out promotional material taken from previous LANs to hype up the next one, and we're doing that across the year. So now on to the pre-event. What we're doing for a pre-event is three very, very simple things. What we wanted to do is build anticipation for the event. We want to be confirming the event venue, so everyone who wants to attend or wants to watch knows where they're going and how to get there, which is very, very useful. We'd also be doing smooth registration process. Good example of all three of these things was London Lock-In. They use Twitter as their main social media to essentially send out key information such as announcements that you see here of the venue, the format, times and tickets. Very, very well on there. Now, what we would be doing is using 5 different social media platforms. So we'll be using Twitch, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram to produce various different forms of content for people to watch in preparation for the event. Now, I'd have Twitch and YouTube for longer format videos where they could either watch it live or edited and uploaded later, discussing teams and showcasing clips. We'd have X, and we use it in a similar way to Lock-In, just sending out general announcements so everyone is kept in the loop and knows what's happening. And then we'd use TikTok and Instagram to just upload short, trendy skits to stay in the loop and reach new target audiences. Furthermore, we also have other pre-event touchpoints such as our website, an email campaign, and just generally ads. So our website, similar to EGX that you can see on the screen here, would have an FAQs page where our frequently asked questions are up on there. So instead of 100 people commented on a social media post asking for the date of the event or the time or something like that, well, they can find it on our website, and we'll be sure to leave that in the description of all of our posts, so everyone knows where to find the information they would like. We also have our email campaign where essentially people visit our website, they put it in or they get a ticket. Send them some emails to essentially inform them about the event and how cool it would be. So if they would like to come to the LAN or watch online, hopefully that will entice them to do so. We'd also have our ads. Now we can use Google AdWords, which is sort of SEO for the websites, or we can use built-in ads for social media such as Instagram. They have built-in ads that you can pay for. We'd dedicate some of our budget for the event to that, hopefully enticing some people to come in through that. Next up for our customer journey is during event. Now what we have here is a picture from DreamHack 2017, and that is a copy of their floor plan. What we do with this is our copy of the Red Bull Gaming Sphere floor plan is send that out to all of our attendees who have signed up to our email list over email, and we'd also put this out on our social media so everyone who's coming to the event, they can find it and they know exactly where they're going. And as I previously mentioned, here is a copy of our floor plan. Now, just for our reference as staff, I have made points of friction with the key on the top right. So you can see red, which is quite bad and important. Then we have orange, which is somewhere in the middle. And then we have yellow, which is okay, but still needs to be taken into consideration. So we have things such as the entrance, the toilets, the main stage, which sort of need to be dealt with, and we'll have staff to help with that on the day. Finally, here we have the post-event. What we'll be doing for the post-event work is looking at our UKUL Twitch channel, and you can see all of the clips that were taken throughout the event. We had a very, very successful event, 58 total clips, and what we're doing with this is essentially revisiting and reflecting those clips, taking some of the really good ones, the really hype ones, showcasing the crowd and the players to essentially get promotional material for future LANs. Additionally, as part of our post-event, summary, we have our touch points that we want to ensure are fulfilled to make the customer experience as good as it can be. So on the screen here, you can see a QR code that will take you to a community Discord, and we also have a screenshot from a feedback form that we would send out to everyone over email to ensure that, if they think things can be improved or would recommend things, or just let us know how good the event was overall. We'd like to hear that. we'd also have a giveaway for it as well to encourage more people to do so. Last but not least, we have our metrics and KPIs, standing for key performance indicators. We would obviously, post-event, we would like to see how the event has actually gone, what we can improve on, and we want to know where we are in our path. So we have our NPS, and we're aiming to get a score of 80 plus. Seems realistic, but it's also quite high, so we would like to push ourselves to be the best that we can overall as well. We also want more engagement as well, so there you can see our Twitch, but we'd also be looking at having, the other 4 social medias as well be up. What we want to do is, after each event, aim for about a 20% increase, get people interacting afterwards, and then try and maintain that as best as we can for the next LAN or online tournaments. So in addition to this, we'd also want to look at our customer satisfaction score. This would be following the survey that we'd send out, or the form, to essentially gauge feedback for things. Now what we'd be looking to do is get 90 plus on that. Now, last but not least, we want implementation and execution. We also want to monitor and continue getting feedback from what we're doing, and we also want to continue building relationships with attendees, spectators, and brands. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation. If you have any questions, please do get in contact with me. Here is also a list of my references.